Some people say that rising powers always clash with established ones. This may be true in some cases, but does it have to be the fate of America and China? TVBS commentator Wenqi Yu asked Ryan Haas, senior fellow at Brookings Institution, how America can strengthen its approach to China by building on its advantages.
Welcome to TVBS Meeting Room, where we tackle global issues with a view from Taiwan. I'm your host, Wenqi Yu. In the lead up to the Chinese Communist Party's 20th Party Congress, we have a series of conversations with experts to help us understand China in the world. Today, we're pleased to have Ryan Haas, one of the most respected, fair, and balanced China policy thinkers in Washington, D.C. Ryan is a senior fellow at Brookings Institution, a former China director at the White House National Security Council from 2013 to 2017, and author of Stronger: Adapting America's China Strategy in an Age of Competitive Interdependence. Welcome, Ryan.
Wenqi, thank you for giving me an opportunity to be with you on this show.
Has the U.S. changed its policy toward Taiwan from strategic ambiguity to clarity? For the fourth time, President Biden said the U.S. will defend Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion. However, each time, the White House walked back by saying the U.S. policy hasn't changed. It's quite confusing to people that the White House and the president are saying two different things. What is your interpretation?
Well, Wenqi, my general view is that when the president says something four times, it's not a gaffe, it's a statement of conviction. It reflects his strong feelings and views of what is necessary. And we should take him at his word that this is what he means. He means that the United States should be prepared to intervene if there is a conflict in the Taiwan Strait. I've been struck by Beijing's reaction. It's been more muted than I think many people would expect. I think part of that has to do with the fact that President Biden's words really just validate their assumptions. They feel like President Biden is saying the quiet part out loud. Of course, they expect that the United States would intervene in the event of conflict. They have no alternative. They have to be prepared for that scenario. But to the final part of your question, Wenqi, I think it's really important. It troubles me that the president and his staff appear to be on different pages on this critical question. There are a few issues in the world where words matter more than Taiwan, and it's important that we get it right. And I worry that having the White House staff constantly walk back the president's statements suggests that the president and his team are not on the same page.
So I'm actually curious, if you were still in the White House, this seems to be the reality now. It's very clear. So is there a need to still keep it this ambiguous, or we should just make it very clear? Absolutely agree with your analysis and commitment to making America stronger. Speaking of domestic politics shaping foreign policy, the U.S. Congress has always played a very significant role in U.S. policy toward Taiwan. We're seeing that in the Taiwan Policy Act that is currently under discussion. While it's watered down after last week's Foreign Relations Committee meeting, do you see more congressional support for Taiwan in the future? When I say more, it's not just arms sales, but more around symbolic support for Taiwan's sovereignty, be it name change from Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office to Taiwan Representative Office, or potentially Senate confirmation of American Institute in Taiwan's director appointment, etc.
Well, it's a really important question, and it's a timely question as well. My general sense to the first half of your question is that Congress traditionally has played a very large role on Taiwan issues, and I expect it will continue to do so. And I think that there are a couple of factors for this. One is that there is just simply strong, deep, passionate bipartisan support in Congress for Taiwan. That's a good thing, and I encourage it to continue. The other is that I think that there's a habit or a pattern in the U.S. Congress of focusing on issues that it feels the executive branch is under-emphasizing. So, for example, when there are human rights issues in China and Congress feels like the executive branch, the president, is not putting enough focus on those issues, it will fill that void, fill that vacuum, and really put a lot of attention on those issues, as it did with issues in Xinjiang over the past couple of years.